So it seems like there is a massive problem for free-to-play players in Wuthering Waves at the moment. This is a video from Callow. I have never heard of Callow, but again, I've seen this video come up. It's got 1.8k likes, 124 dislikes, so a couple of people disagree with this, but overall it is very well received. So I want to see what kind of massive problem is going on with free-to-play players. Yeah, you saw this video? Oh damn, okay. Maybe it'll be a spicy one. I want the game to slow down the number of new character releases. I want Jeji rerun. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going too fast. I think it's actually at a good pace. If not, it's a little bit too slow. But yeah. Right, let's headphones recommended. I can be unhinged. Okay.
Alrighty, free-to-play players. There's a huge problem.
The nicest person in the gacha space? Ooh, okay.
In Wuthering Waves. And I don't mean a problem like how Calcharo is just non-existent in the story.
Is this what everyone's talking about at the moment? We just talked about this with like Calcharo not being involved in the story, and that we're probably going to see him later on. Is everyone just like worried about Calcharo now? It's like, it's been long enough. Like, where is he?
No. Although my goat not having an appearance is a problem, just look here.
I don't think it's that much for me.
After peak, after peak,
Oh.
after...
Oh. Hold up. I peak. I wouldn't say that's peak. Just being real. Like, I appreciate the positivity for Wuthering Waves, but I don't think the Jeji banner was that peak. I think that a lot of people didn't really like her. The same with Zhang Liao too. Now, as I said, we talked about this in the previous video of us talking about the stuff to do with Zhang Liao and him being popular among especially the female audience, which I think is great. But I definitely think compared to Jinshi and Chang Li, compared to Yinin, compared to a lot of these other people, I don't think this is peak. Like, I think you got the kind of wrong like description of peak here. Peak means the best of the best. So how can all of these be the best of the best? But yeah, I definitely don't think Jeji or Zhang Liao are the best of the best or peak. I think they're good. I think they're pretty good. But again, I haven't pulled on either of them. Obviously I got Zhang Liao for free. So I definitely don't think that was a peak patch. I don't know. Maybe that was a joke, but we'll
after
see.
peak, after peak, after peak. If you're a free-to-play
I agree. Shorekeeper and Camellya are peak now.
player like me, you can see the problem I'm referring to. Why are all these characters so damn awesome? From their looks to
Again, I don't think all of them.
their
but,
gameplay,
okay.
every single one of these characters are amazing. And I
Bro's not beating the Kuro show allegations. I bet the comments are flooded with it. Like, I don't want to like hate on this guy or anything, but I bet the comments are flooded with Kuro show. I just know how the comments of people work. Like, I bet they're flooded. I'm not saying that he is. I definitely think that a lot of these characters, maybe apart from the two that I mentioned, are all amazing. Jian, very cool. Yinin, very, very cool. Jinshi, great. Changli, great. Shorekeeper, great. Camellya, I'm sure she's going to be great. She's got a very cool character design. So again, yeah.
want to have all of them. But alas, in reality, it's next to impossible to pull every character as a free-to-play player.
Yeah.
You have to be smart with your decisions.
Although, to be fair, I think Wuthering Waves has actually made it easier for you to pull on a lot of these characters. I definitely think that, I don't know, maybe he's going to bring up some issues here that maybe I haven't seen. But I think with a lot of the free stuff that they're giving out in Asteroid, Wishes, you know, free temples, stuff like this, I think, you know, people have actually been eating pretty good as a free-to-play player, and most people have got quite a few of these characters, you know. Usually at this point, at like 1.3, someone might have like one, maybe two characters, if they haven't spent anything at all. But in Wuthering Waves, we're seeing people with like multiple 5-star characters, limited 5-star characters, by the way, which again is great to see, and I've pulled quite a lot of 5-star characters. I got Jinshi, Chang Li, Shorekeeper, I'm going to get Camellya. Now, Camellya might be a swipe, but again, most of this has been mainly free to play. I've gotten like a few kind of, what are they called? The booster things, the ones where you get it every single day. But apart from that, you know, I think it's pretty decent. And I know maybe, you know, I've got most of the characters, and me saying that I've got the daily pass and stuff like that kind of takes away from that. But even if you like half the amount of characters I got and kind of like take that as a reference of how much people are getting for free, that is still pretty, that's still quite a lot.
But how can I be smart when I'm stupid? Alright, I really am. I'm a dumbass. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. But Kuro keeps making every character peak. It hurts too much.
Oh my god, bro.
It hurts to skip
My
it.
brother's crushing out over Wuthering Waves. There's too many good characters to pull.
Relax here, okay? Let's relax. Stop your crying, you little
Yeah,
bit.
he is
Let's
funny.
start from the beginning. At launch of Wuthering Waves, we had Jian, the
Jian.
first ever character in the game. He's clearly got the looks. Chad, strong looking man. I mean, he could probably rip my head off if he wanted to, but he also has spear attacks, a dragon. It's all super cool. Not to mention, he's very good too. All that being said, you might think I pulled him. I didn't. Even though it hurt, I decided to skip him. The reason why—
To be fair, I didn't pull Gion either. So, again, based non-Gion puller.
I did was because the next banner was Yinlin.
Yeah,
now,
same.
just by looking at her, you can see why I skipped Gion. She's a tall, hot-ass elf.
Based.
That's all I need right there. Such huge personalities. Yeah,
oh
that's
my
enough
God,
to get
bro.
me going.
What am I watching? I feel scarred. Holy, oh my God.
Dude, what the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah, what?
My dog out a little bit doing that. Her looks point everything though. Yinlin was actually a very good character to have.
She was.
She had amazing AoE with off-field coordinated attacks. She also—
I'll be real, whenever I first got into Wuthering Waves, a lot of the main thing that got me into Wuthering Waves was Yinlin. I saw footage where it came out from the beta test or something like that. People were playing, was it the open beta? And I saw some of the footage from her ultimate and stuff like that, especially whenever they changed it to the new one that she's got currently. Bro, that was insane. I really think that, you know, Yinlin was an amazing character to kind of, I know, show off. It was good that they actually added her in the beginning in the beta, because they could have just added Gion and let people do Gion, but I think they let them do both Gion and Yinlin, so you get to kind of look at both the characters coming to the game at the start of, you know, at the start of the game. But yeah, Yinlin was definitely the one that kind of hooked me onto the game. I mean, deep down, we're all like that. We just very, yeah, true.
liberation and electro damage. So overall, she seemed invaluable on my account. It was mostly because she was hot though.
Oh my
I have
God.
no regrets getting her. However, I do regret not getting Gion a little bit. In a perfect world, I'd have him. But it's not all that bad. I like to think—
although Gion is very, very good, and, you know, I didn't pull him, and I don't use him at all or anything on my account, I don't really regret not pulling him, you know? I know he's, like, completely, like, meta, and he does a ton of damage, stuff like this, but to be honest, I think, like, fighting with my Changli, fighting with my Jinshi, fighting with my Shorekeeper, my Yinlin, people like that, I definitely think, you know, I still have such a good experience, and I think it's even better because it gives me more of a challenge instead of just clearing stuff instantly with a, you know, cracked Gion or something like that. So yeah, I don't really regret my choice of not pulling Gion. I have Yinlin, Jinshi, Changli, Zhang Liao, their weapon, and Shorekeeper no weapon, no Gion, but I have his weapon, no Zheji. Oh damn, nice.
it's a good thing I skipped them, considering the next banners. Jinsi and Chongli. Both of these characters are insane. What the hell is going on in—
I'm glad I got Gion on release, but Changli is more fun. Yeah, true, exactly. And I think that, you know, at the start of the game, we definitely did get put in a pretty tight spot with a lot of these good characters. We had Gion coming out, we had Yinlin coming out, then it was Jinshi, then it was Changli. It's like, bro, I cannot keep up with this. Like, how am I supposed to get all of these characters free to play? And then obviously we had the, you know, next updates with Zheji and Zhang Liao, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of taught us that, you know, not every single banner is going to be like this. You know, we had some bangers, but we're not always going to have bangers. And I think Zheji and Zhang Liao kind of taught us this, but then also we've had the Shorekeeper and Camellya coming up, so it still kind of proves that they can make good characters as well. I feel crazy because I didn't pull on Shang-Li. How? You even got the player and you didn't pull on that? Jesus.
Booyah. Jinsi looks straight up amazing.
Yeah,
and
she
she
does.
also had a great story. So she's got that—
I was going to skip Jinshi at the start, by the way. I was going to skip her for Changli because I really wanted Changli, and then, bro, I just had to. You know, Jinshi was such, like, an amazingly made character. The animations were insane with the dragon. I definitely think it's much better than Gion's animations, in my personal opinion. But again, I saw her gameplay, she looked cool, played her story, was great, and that really enticed me to pull for her, especially whenever I was saving for characters like Changli. Not only that, but now I'm pulled to no credits, no. However, she has more versatility since she works in a quick stop and on field, plus buffs other fusions characters, yeah. Changli was mainly if you enjoy it, yeah, exactly.
going for her. She also has amazing animations. They look very cool. But what's even better is that she is the strongest character in the game right now. She does so much damage, it's actually crazy. I don't understand how so much damage from one character—
I don't know if she's the strongest character. I'm pretty sure Gion is up there as well. I'm not sure which one tops which one, but I think they do have their own uses as well. I didn't pull for her because I'm stupid like the guy talking in the video. Oh,
can be allowed. So yeah, I obviously needed her on my account no matter what.
Hell yeah.
I liked her far too much to skip her. In fact, I liked her so much that I had to get her weapon too. Jinxie just needed that weapon.
I think I skipped her weapon, so maybe I've got a little bit of a skewed kind of perspective on this, but I did end up pulling on, I'm pretty sure I pulled on Chang-Li's weapon, and then pulled on Chang-Li as well, and then I used the permanent banner on the weapon permanent banner, because we got a guaranteed choice. I used that to get the weapon for Jinxie, so I think it worked out in total. So maybe I'm having a bit of like a skewed perspective, because I didn't use the Ages of Harvest, but I definitely think that, you know, a lot of the other characters, Chang-Li, Jian, are just as good as her.
To be complete. But of course, pulling her and her weapon left me in a bad state of pulls. I was broke.
True.
This was bad because Chong-Li was in the next phase, and just like Jinxie, Chong-Li was also super amazing. Hot as hell, especially at max forte. Oh my god, dude, that's so hot. The bare arms, dude, she looked, bro, I don't know what it is. Her animations were also amazing. Okay.
I'd never heard of wuwa before, and then I saw a video of a pro Go player analyzing the Go board in Chang-Li's. Oh, the little checkers thing. Is that right? I know you have S6 R5 Shorekeeper. Oh my god. What a timeline of events to get to that situation. That's insane. Oh my god. That choice weapon banner has been so kind to me. I've already gotten the sword and 2 of the other pistols. Yeah, I mean, it's great. And I think that really proves the generosity of Gacha Games at the moment.
So one might be curious on how I went about this situation. Do I skip Chong-Li? No. Like hell I'd skip Chong-Li. The real question at that moment was not if I'd skip Chong-Li, but it was if I can get Chong-Li. I was broke after all. So I had to do everything I could in Wuthering Waves, from exploring the Tower of Adversity.
I think we've all been here. There's a character that you really want in whatever gacha game it is. It doesn't have to be Wuthering Waves. And you've gotten a kind of situation where there's 2 characters that you want. And then you just realized this ain't going to cut it. This amount of asteroids ain't going to cut it. I got to do Tower of Adversity. I got to do this quest. I got to do that quest. You start mint picking for every single asteroid, primo gem, Stellar Jade you can, just to get this one character. We've all been in this situation. It's so funny.
Hologram fights and more to get.
Don't remind me of the hell of farming Chang-Li and Arla was. Yeah, exactly. We've all been there. There's been a character that you really want. You don't have enough pools. You're not going to swipe, and you had to farm like crazy. Yeah, I was like the guy, didn't have enough pools, but I skipped. Yeah. Oh, damn. Okay, so you didn't actually pull out that grind. There are some situations though that,
so that I can hopefully pull her. It took me a while, and I almost wasn't going to be free to play anymore because of it, but fortunately, I did manage to pull her. Thankfully, I didn't lose 50-50.
That's, oh my god, that is a view and a half. Jesus Christ. Looking. Yeah, no. That is pretty much one of the main reasons why people pull on a gacha game, is because they try to do it free to play, and as I said, they farm a lot of these like gems, they farm a lot of these asteroid, and they try to get it, and then they don't. They lose their 50-50 or whatever, but they still really need that character, so they're like, well, you know, what's a few dollars thrown at it? And, you know, what's that gonna hurt? And then you kind of get, you know, sucked into this whole mess of, I'm gonna pull on every single character now, which again sucks. Okay, I'm a dip, 10-15, be back. Okay.
If I did, I would have crashed out! No, I would have swiped.
True.
Overall,
yeah, exactly.
A happy ending.
That's what I've said.
Version 1.1. I got both my desired characters, but it left me pretty damn broke afterwards.
Yeah.
I had to ask myself, can I even pull anybody in the next patch? Probably, but just barely though. So ideally,
I do think this is where the kind of slow patches come in, and it's actually really good. And like, controversial take, sometimes the slow patches can be pretty good, especially for free-to-play players. Now, obviously, if you're swiping and you want constant content, that's another thing. But I think like a lack of story is a big issue in terms of like stuff going on in the game. But I think whenever it comes to characters and banners and, you know, sometimes having a character that maybe isn't as good as the other ones, for example, Zheji and Zhang Liao, I think is really good, because then you have like a kind of moment where you don't have to worry too much about, Christ, I need to pull on the next character. Because for me, it gave me a good kind of time period between both of those banners to then pull on the Shorekeeper and now have enough, you know, asteroid as well to pull on Camellya. So I think it is good to have these breaks, because then you can pull on the characters you want. But in terms of like story and stuff, this is where like Wuthering Waves need to step up their game, is that they need to add other stuff into the game other than characters that will kind of add to this, you know? So instead of like having a whole like character or something like that that's good every single patch, I'd rather that to be a good character and then maybe a kind of like mid character or one that I'm not really interested in, which might actually hit a different kind of target audience. But at the same time, you know, add in a ton of really nice events and quests, knowing that character is not as good, so that you have something to do instead of just pulling on a cool character. And it also gives you that break monetarily, especially for free-to-play players. Kuro should implement a new system. If you lose 50-50 after reaching hard pity more than 2 times, makes the next pool max pity to be dropped by 40. I mean, is that a thing though? I think you can only lose your 50-50 once, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I should probably save up. Fortunately, I was able to save up in the next patch. Yeah. For version 1.2, it was Zed in the first phase and Shangli Yao in the second.
Yeah.
Shangli Yao was actually given to players for free, which I am super grateful for.
Yeah, I think that's also great as well.
How broke a lot of players were after Jinxie and Shangli. As for Zeshi's case, I decided to skip her, even though it hurt a little because I actually really liked her.
That's the same thing I did. I skipped Jeji because she just wasn't as interesting as the other characters. Now, not saying that she has a bad design or anything. If maybe she has a rerun and I have the spare pools, maybe I'll pull on her. But like, for like in terms of abilities and overall looks and overall kind of character design, I wasn't too interested, especially seeing as she didn't have like a kind of main story. She wasn't really involved in the main story that much. If anything, I don't think she was at all. But like, she had this kind of story stuff, which went alongside it, but it didn't do enough for me to like, you know, be like, oh, I need to pull this character.
Her playstyle was awesome,
and
her personality is pretty awesome. She was also really good with Jinxie. I kind of wanted her just for that sole reason. But of course, even though I just said I was skipping her, I had to test the waters, if you know what I mean, by throwing a couple tentacles at her, which surprisingly was lucky.
Oh my god.
I did get a 5-star early, but it wasn't.
Yeah, so this is something else that happens. I do this as well. I'm pretty sure he's kind of calling out a lot of us people out there who pretty much, you know, just throw a couple pulls at a banner, being like, you know what, if I get her early, then it doesn't matter. And this is where a lot of free-to-play players go wrong. So I don't think this is a problem in Kuro Games' sense, in like, it's Kuro Games' fault that I pulled on this character. I think it's more of like a free-to-play player just being a little bit more resilient whenever it comes to pulling on a character and having that kind of mental fortitude not to, you know, swipe or not to spend the pulls on a character that you don't even want that badly. But again, you just have that kind of urge to be like, well, you know, what if I get it in like one pool, you know? That won't hurt.
Zeshi. It was Verena. That, of course, means I lost 50-50. So now my next 5-star is guaranteed. So I need to
Although that is the best feeling ever. Whenever you get a guaranteed one for the next one, so you don't have to worry about the banner that you actually want. I mean, some people do that, some people don't, but let's not try to pity, what would you call it? Pity farm. It's building pity. Let's not build pity.
Save that guarantee for the next character. Fast forward to present day, we are now in version 1.3. The next character in question was none other than the Shorekeeper. And yeah, I'm glad I saved my guarantee for her. She's beautiful, her story is probably the best thing I've ever seen, and the best part is, she is everything Verena is, but better. So that means I'm free from using that little goblin on every team. Shorekeeper was everything I needed.
Bro, Shorekeeper is the best thing ever. Not only is a character really, really good, but the thing is, I don't have to use Verena, like, on the open world ever again. You know, maybe I'll use her in the kind of Power of Adversity stuff because, again, you need a kind of second support. Maybe I'll just use Baija just to spite her, but again, I'm so glad that I don't have to use her anymore and that Shorekeeper is there. And Shorekeeper is actually a character that I want to use in my team.
Her wasn't an option. Now that we're all caught up now, you might be asking, what is the plan now? Well, I neglected to mention earlier that Camellya was actually teased before Shorekeeper came out. Camellya
is this video just like this entire guy's like pulling plan? Like he's telling us like what he's going to be doing next and what he's been doing in terms of pulling.
Camellya is a strongly desired character by many people, including myself. Because she's kind of hot and freaky a little bit, and I kind of dig that. I mean, I can't let gang know I dig that. I mean, cursed energy is negative energy. While it can enhance the body, it can't regenerate it. So you multiply that negative energy against itself to create positive energy. That's the reverse curse technique. Anyway, so like me, a lot of players were skeptical on whether we should pull Shorekeeper in.
Tell me who's better, S6 Verena or S0 Shorekeeper? Well, probably S6 Verena. I don't know. Maybe. This guy's coping on the game madly. Exactly. This is like the epitome of every gacha player. You know, every gacha player, that doesn't just be like, okay, I'll swipe, you know? Because obviously there's a lot of people that will just swipe on a banner just because, you know, they don't really care. They got money or whatever. Whereas this guy is like the epitome of free-to-play players crashing out whenever they don't get the character that they want, or that they've got to plan certain like ways to get the, you know, the maximum amount of astrite to get this character in time for this banner and not to lose the 50-50 there. And it's crazy. And this guy definitely sums it all up in
the first place, or just skip her for Camellya. It was quite literally a blue pill or red pill situation.
Yeah.
You already know what I went with. However, like I mentioned, she is a desired character of mine. Hugely desired, in fact. Because if you're someone who has expanded their mind and learned to dream of the future, you may already know why she is hugely desired. She is super goddamn amazing. Holy shit. So now, I just
he's talking about the certain post that got posted on Twitter. Yeah, she does look pretty good. But again, that's I'm not going to say anything else on that. This is a symptom of similarity shown by Farina fandom. Yeah, exactly. I think as well, there's this whole mentality of people being like, oh damn, I gotta pull this character. It's like, okay, I'll pull for Camellya, but after that, there's not going to be any good characters after that, surely. I won't pull ever again. I'll just go full free to play after that. And I think a lot of people fall into that kind of trap because they don't realize that there's going to be drip marketing in a couple weeks after this, and there's going to be a new character that looks just as good as Camellya, just as good as Shorekeeper, and then you're going to be like, oh, well, you know, maybe I'll pull that one, and then after that, I'll stop, you know? There's not going to be any good characters after that one, because the Kuro Games will just stop cooking after that, surely. Whenever they just keep bringing out banger after banger, and I think that's one of the problems that he's getting at here, which, again, I don't think it's a problem. I think that's a good thing, that Kuro Games is actually releasing so many good characters that we've got this guy crushing out on a video over it.
Can save enough pulls to get her.
Just get lucky easy, yeah, exactly.
I'm still going to get her no matter what. I will.
Yeah, if you guys aren't getting your character just in one pull every single time, winning your 50-50 every single time, then what are you doing, man?
Break free
You're clearly not dedicated enough.
Yeah, it's reached that point, guys. Camellya might be the breaking point. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
He's gonna
right
swipe.
Now.
Is that what he's saying?
I gotta manage to save up for her and hope for the best. As for the future beyond Camellya, I don't think it's gonna be any easier.
Oh god, yeah.
There's still Scar, who will be pulled at some point. He's a fan favorite, and I, like many, really want him. He's such a cool dude.
That's fair enough.
Then there's his sister, Pova.
Okay,
I really like her design. It looks amazing. So I for sure want her. Then there's also the possibility of Geshu-Lin. He seems very badass. He's got an interesting background, and he's also got a super cool ass demonic sword.
He does look really cool,
I just want that inside of my ass. So I for sure want him if he becomes playable. Then there's a rumored gun and sword wielding character going around. Whoa. Already is enough to intrigue me, so I want whatever the hell that's going to be. Yeah, I'm mentally insane and want to pull everybody. Are you guys in the same predicament of wanting to pull everyone? We are. Are you constantly broke because of it? But for real though, I have to really give props to Kuro. They don't miss with their characters. I'm really impressed with how good they are making them. And honestly, I'm grateful for it. Better to have awesome characters that...
Oh my god, I'm sorry, it's terminal. Your wallet will not recover from it. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's a crazy message.
If you lose on an awesome character, that sucks, right? But at least the next awesome character is guaranteed.
Yeah, that is good.
I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here. This problem isn't really that serious. Free-to-play is a path that I chose after all, so I must accept that I can't get everything I want. True. Especially considering that this game is just overall good. Kuro makes peak, they listen to feedback, and they're also super generous with polls every patch. I really can't be mad at all. Wuthering Waves is so good that I am going to break free-to-play soon. I'm fine with that. I believe that the devs deserve the money when I break.
I think it's okay to kind of break it sometimes. You know, Kuro Games deserve a lot of the stuff for that, so yeah.
I already feel guilty that I haven't yet. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing while you're down there.
Very cool video. Yeah, that was a really cool video. Again, it's called This is a Massive Problem for Free-to-Play Players. I'm actually surprised this didn't get dislike bombed to oblivion. Usually it would. Like, usually a video like this saying this is a massive problem for free-to-play players. Bro, that sounds like absolutely nuclear. But I think a lot of his personality got across in this video, which is great to see. And it definitely seems like he added a more fun vibe to it, which made people less angry whenever it comes to, you know, this kind of stuff. I think if he actually made a video talking about something completely different and was more serious about it, then I think this would have a lot more dislikes. Because again, it is a little bit misleading because it is his own problem rather than a problem with Gacha Games or Wuthering Waves. But nonetheless, it was still a very funny video. I definitely recommend go to check it out. I'll leave a link in the chat. There it is. And there'll be a link down in the description below of the video whenever this reaction does come out on my second channel. So yeah, I definitely recommend going to go subscribe to him. Very cool video from Callo there, and I definitely can't wait to see more. So yeah.